Fourth Murari Chaturvedi Memorial Lecture is here. I'm your host today, Sanjay Chaturvedi. And I quote his credo today, and I just read few lines from his credo before we begin the Murari Chaturvedi, and then I'm going to, introduce you the most versatile personality ahead of his time. The few credo and few lines of his, I'm just quoting him, that if at the end of the none too noble life I shall have any claim to mercy, it will lie in this, that I have stood at risk against tyranny in all its forms, private and public, that I am on the record for the liberty of every man to say his credo in public and be held safe even by those who dissent from him, that I have never sold my pen to a liar or voted for personal advantage. Ladies and gentlemen, Murari Chaturvedi, one of the pioneer in journalism as far as the real estate is concerned, started Accommodation Times in 1971, and then he restarted in 1986. First time in 1996, he have instituted in 1990 the annual awards, and you and I have actually witnessed almost 35 years in that awards and recognitions and of the Accommodation Times. In 1990, he instituted many first he has given, and he has actually gone. Those are the days where there was no Google, there was no internet, there was nothing. Then the income tax department asked him to publish a rate on 1981, that is a base year for capital gain tax. And then the Accommodation Times, for the history of real estate, first time published the property rates of 1981, which was certified by Accommodation Times, even for the High Court, for the tax tribunals, for income tax purposes, and I am witness to that we used to issue the certificates for various matters and cases where the High Courts and other courts were depending on the certification of Accommodation Times for the property rates. In 1999, he started a institute of a real estate institute, where today at the end 14,000 students were actually passed, graduated, either diploma or some certification, or attended the knowledge series lectures and all that. In 2001, we started a property show on Doordarshan. 53 episodes were actually aired on Doordarshan. This was the all first where the Accommodation Time under his leadership have done. So Murari Chaturvedi was quoted by various government reports. Even today, if you go and see the MMR of 2034 have taken data and record and information from Accommodation Time as far as various information on the planned MMR plan. I can go on and go on the Murari Chaturvedi. Sir, this is where we all recognize today, where it is his 85th birthday celebration, and to commemorate and remember him, we have instituted the memorial lecture on his memory. The very first lecture was taken by none other than Dr. Niranjan Hirandani and Anil Harish sir. Second was the architect Premnath. Third, Dr. Nayan Shah of Mayfair Housing. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to have in this such a prestigious lecture that Shri Ashok Mohanani ji, who is the chairman, Ekta Group, plethora of information which he is having possessed during his, millions of square feet are constructed by him, delivered, and for almost 4 decades of his presence in real estate, very close to Murari Chaturvedi ji. He understood that the research and information analysis is what is going to be there. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen. You can ask him questions. I am there for him, assisting him for the chat. He is going to speak to his heart today, extempore, on the subject infrastructure, impact of infrastructure or real estate. May I request Shri Ashok Mohanani ji to please begin.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Sanjay.
Sorry.
And at the outset, I would like to wish the entire Chaturvedi family the 85th birth centenary anniversary of Mr. Murari Chaturvedi. Friends, as Dr. Sanjay just mentioned, we've been very closely connected to the family for the last over 3 decades. I've seen how Mr. Murari Chaturvedi used to work in such meticulous manner. He was a perfectionist to the T. I'm really grateful to be associated with the entire family, and now I would like to address, on this very occasion, I would like to address the viewers here and bring my views about how infrastructure is so very critical in real estate development, whether it be residential, whether it be commercial, whether it be hospitality, retail. It is the barometer of real estate. So as you all know, friends, that for the last few budgets, the government has been completely focusing on infrastructure development. The capital outlay for infrastructure was to be around 10 lakh crores, which is 3.3% of the GDP. This is expected to actually multiply across all sectors with a strong footing for a resilient growth. Out of the total estimated expenditure in the year 23-24, 94%, or rather 27,000 crores, will be spent on roads, bridges, public transport, infrastructure development, etc. Friends, the impact of infrastructure in real estate, especially in MMR, okay, is really very, very substantial. Mumbai is one of the most populous, economically significant cities in the country. Now let's talk about property values. Okay, infrastructure, rather improved infrastructure, often leads to increase in property values. Areas with good transportation links, maybe proximity to business districts, easy access to amenities, tend to higher property values. For example, areas near new metros, highways have really upgraded to see a surge in real estate prices. Now let's talk of connectivity. How connectivity plays an important role in infrastructure development as well as real estate. So like we've seen new bridges, as you know, the work is going on at a great speed, and we've seen how transportation systems have significantly enhanced connectivity. We've seen that certain areas are more accessible than they were earlier, attracting real estate developers as well as NRIs, investors, to come and invest in our country. This increased accessibility, friends, can lead to higher demand and subsequently higher property prices also. The development potential, in the MMR often opens new areas for real estate development. As transportation networks expand, the previously underdeveloped or the remote locations will become more attractive for resi as well as commercial projects. New investment opportunities are there at a galore for the overall real estate in the city. Not only in the city, it's also in the MMR. The quality of life, friends, has majorly shifted. There's been a paradigm shift in the quality of life over the last decade that I've been seeing, or even more. So this is all because of better water, sanitation facilities, green spaces, recreational areas. There has been an improvement in certain neighborhood. It's more desirable, leading to increased demand in real estate in these areas. Now we come to commercial real estate. So Dr. Sanjay, commercial is really, very, very, very important. It goes hand in glove with residential. Okay. So we've seen that, to attract business setups, offices, certain areas, they need to have an, increased infrastructure development to ensure that commercial development also takes place simultaneously. We've seen how important it is to decentralize commercial development. Earlier, commercial development was mainly focused, in Fort area, Nariman Point, BKC, and certain pockets of Andheri. But now we've seen how it's expanded even to the suburbs like Goregaon, Malad, Borivali, Daisar. So this is all due to the connectivity, and that has happened. Kudos to our government, who has really focused not only nationally but also locally in the MMR. They have been really focused on infrastructure. The government policies have helped to ensure that we have smart cities, and that's another reason why there is so much of attraction for investment in real estate in these cities. Of course, nothing goes with risks and challenges. So there are certain risks and challenges, but then, they're not something that which cannot be, kind of taken care of. So there are certain disruptions. For example, inconvenience can be caused whilst the development happens. Okay, there are certain developers who are not, kind of sticking to schedule, and there can be poor planning or delayed projects. But that is only a very insignificant portion. After 2016, once RERA has come in, I think that also has been taken care of. And we've seen that developers have become more conscious, not only quality conscious, but also time bound. And we, for instance, at Ekta have, started a concept of putting a ticker clock, a digital clock outside all our projects, which shows us the RERA date of possession. It shows us the date of possession that we intend to give, which is much prior to what we have declared to the world. So this keeps everybody on their toes, including the contractors, the sales team, the CRM team, the purchasers also are, pretty much, aware, because of this transparency, that the developers will abide by their commitment, which they have declared to the universe by displaying the digital clock outside their sites. Now, the slight downside that we've seen also in Lower Parel, there are certain pockets which have, the mills have been converted into residential, commercial, very good development in Lower Parel. But having said that, the load on infrastructure may not be that balanced as in certain pockets in the city. Not necessarily, I'm talking about local, but there are certain pockets which are, need more, infrastructure development to take care of. There has to be some sort of a balance between the infrastructure as well as development, which I'm sure the government will take care very soon. So we've seen that, the expressway, the trains, the sea link, the SCLR, the JVLR, the Chembur link, the BKC link connectors, all these have really added to the infrastructure in MMR in particular. Now, talking about the metro lines, okay, we've already completed, Dr. Sanjay, we already completed, 46 kilometers in the first phase of metros. And now, under construction, we are seeing that there are 146 kilometers which are still under construction and which are nearing completion. So there'll, then also to commence, we have another 146. So there'll be total 300 340 kilometers of metro in Mumbai. I think this is a great achievement, and I mean, I can see that Mumbai is indeed a great place to be, as far as not only being a financial capital, but also for residential. But there are a lot of opportunities for jobs also in Mumbai because of this infrastructure that the government has been focused on. Now, what are the upcoming planned infrastructure? As you all know that we have got the Mumbai Trans Harbour, okay. Then we also have the coastal roads which are under construction. Then we have the Goregaon Mulund Link Road. Then we have Thane Dombivli Link Road. We have Bhayandar Vasai Creek Bridge also. Then we have the new international airport in Navi Mumbai. We have the Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. We also have the Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail corridor, which is also on the cards and under construction. So all these things are really going to add value, add impetus to the lifestyle, to the aspirations of the Mumbaikars. Now, friends, let's talk about what is the impact of infrastructure to upgrade the real estate. So we've seen BKC, for example. Okay, we've seen that how BKC had developed over the last 1.5 decade, over the last 15 years. We've seen how it has developed and how the connectivity has become so, good. In fact, we've seen that transporting from one end to the other end is become so viable. You can be staying in Andheri and commuting to BKC. You can be staying in Virar and commuting to BKC. The connectivity becomes so good that one doesn't have to be around your workplace because of this connectivity. We've also seen that that the future, what we can see is the future, or the forecast for real estate in MMR is been really encouraging. There are statistics, of course, to this. This is not something which I am saying, because statistics say that 7 million square feet of office supply is going to be infused in the near coming years. So most of the developments is planned in such a way that most of the upcoming supply in BKC will be delivered once the metro lines become operational, with the upcoming supply set to increase to the current stock by more than 50%. Occupancy levels might be in the range of about 75 to 85% in the next few years. So friends, with the enhanced connectivity to BKC, likely to upstick leasing in the next 2-3 years, we've seen that there's a continuous demand for leasing, and it is increasing year by year by about 8 to 10%. As far as residential is concerned, friends, I think it's a no-brainer. We've seen a lot of upgrade in BKC with improvement in the social amenities in the adjoining areas. So there are a lot of residential pockets also being developed in and around BKC and Kalanagar. So this is Mumbai for you as far as BKC Kalanagar is concerned. Now, friends, what is the impact of infrastructure upgrade on real estate in the western suburbs? Okay, so we've seen that there's a lot of development in the western suburbs. May be Andheri, starting from Bandra going to Andheri, maybe Goregaon, maybe Malad, Borivali. Okay, this has really kind of increased, and people don't really want to be close to BKC. They can also commute from their work to walk concept also is there. You can commute from your place of residential, since there's a lot of commercial development happening in Andheri, Goregaon, Malad, Borivali. So one doesn't need to travel to BKC or to Fort or to Nariman Point, which was earlier used to happen. So it is a decentralization of development in Mumbai. Is that this is what we have seen for so many the last few years. Otherwise, earlier one had to travel, right from South Mumbai to north and north to south during peak hours. Okay, people staying in Borivali, working in Fort would waste at least 2.5 hours they would spend in their cars to travel, and vice versa by going home also. Sometimes I think it's easier to reach Lonavala than to reach your residence. So this has really improved and will be, I mean, still will be cut short. The time will be cut short in the near future. In the next couple of years, I can see that, having your coastal zone, having your sea links, I think the time will reduce substantially by more than 50 to 60% of the time that we are spending now in commuting in our vehicles. So as I said earlier, that what the western suburbs, like Andheri, Kandivali, Borivali, we've seen a lot of demand in premium properties in the suburbs. People staying in Borivali or in Kandivali or in Andheri, Goregaon prefer to be there in their social network, in their comfort zone, because they can easily, from their house to their workplace, they can easily commute and be I mean content with the time gap that they are losing otherwise traveling to South Mumbai. Okay, friends, now we can talk about homogenization of the western suburbs. As I said earlier, that with so much of infrastructure, one needn't travel, to various locations just to reach your workplace, because you can stay close by to your workplace and save that time that you were earlier utilizing for travel. So there's one example I can give you is that the prices in around Andheri or Goregaon or Borivali are pretty much getting homogenized, because I mean they're getting actually rationalized, I would say. People staying in Goregaon needn't worry about what's happening in Andheri, because they've got their entire setup there, or even in Borivali. So in this way, real estate prices are, getting quite rationalized, quite level. One doesn't have to pay a high price to stay somewhere in Lokhandwala. You can also stay in Goregaon at a similar price, or at Borivali at a lesser price, and be kind of happy with the infrastructure there, and content with his workplace and his residence. Okay. Now the other thing that is, what the government is now on the cards, which they've announced in July this year, is about the Dharavi upcoming development. So as you know, friends, the whole of Dharavi, there are over 1 million people staying in the shanties there, and this whole land is spread over 690 odd acres. Now this has to be developed, and the government is working on it, and it's going to start very soon. And the time that they propose to complete the development is about 7 years. So you can expect what is going to happen in the next 7 years to Mumbai. How Dharavi, which is right now, the most the biggest unplanned slum area, will become a city by itself. Okay. So this is something which we are really looking forward to as far as the development of Dharavi is concerned. Now we can talk also about the Goregaon Mulund link road, which is with a stretch of about 12 odd kilometers from Goregaon to Mulund. So this connects the east and the west in a very very planned way. You can commute within two areas, these two locations, in just about probably 20 minutes or so. You can commute. So this is how how you infrastructure will impact the development of the entire Mumbai and connect the west and the east of Mumbai. Earlier, it was only the west of Mumbai which was being developed, but now the east, that is Mulund and Thane and Ghatkopar, is really very well developed and very well connected to the entire city network. We also have seen that how Bhainder Vasai Creek Bridge is coming up. So that's about nearly 5 kilometers, and then this whole bridge is about 30 meters wide, and you'll be able to see that how between this 30 or minutes you can travel the entire distance. The project is, however, still in the proposal stage, but I'm very confident that it will receive the nod very soon. We can discuss, and we can I'd like to discuss rather about the Thane Dombivli link road also. Okay, most of it is complete. About more than 80-85% of it is completed already, and this, once it's connected, once it's complete, will reduce the travel time to more than 50% of the time that we are now spending. I mentioned you earlier about the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, which is about 1,500 odd kilometers. So this work also is going on, and we can see that maybe in the next 3 to 4 years we will see the light of this connectivity, and I'm very confident that the government is working and burning the midnight oil to ensure that this corridor also is completed on schedule. Yeah, the Prime Minister is very, 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 and the very close friend of the Prime Minister is the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail, or you can call it the bullet train. Okay, this bullet train, I'm told that this 500 odd kilometers, 518 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken, will be covered in about 2 hours and 7 minutes. I had the good fortune of traveling by the Vande Bharat train just recently last week when I went to Ahmedabad to play my tournament there, and that took about 5 hours and some 15 minutes, and was the average speed was about 130, 140 kilometers. But once this bullet train comes, which will be about 350 kilometers speed, per hour, I think it will be a treat to travel and to be connected to Ahmedabad. It's a very fast growing city, and the industrial city of Gujarat, and it will really be a really pleasure and treat to be travel in this train. Lastly, we can talk about the Virar Alibag the multi-modal corridor. Okay, so this also is in progress, and there are a lot of opportunities. So no longer, Virar will be a satellite city. The connectivity to Virar, Dombivli, Panvel, Taloja, etc. will really, speed up. And as I said, it will be a real benefit boon to the people already staying there and the people planning to migrate to these places like Taloja, Kalyan, Virar, etc. For them, life will become a blessing, so to say, to stay in these areas where they're already staying, and those people who intend to migrate. Friends, you would have read recently in the news about third Mumbai. Okay, that gets a nod from our chief minister and the deputy chief ministers. So this again is really something that was long awaited for. So we'll see that how the third Mumbai, which are the places close to Navi Mumbai, that like Panvel, Urve, we're talking about Pen, we'll be talking about Karjar, how they'll be connected, and how there'll be a third Mumbai in this region. So the airport, as you know, is going to be very close to this location. close to Nena, and this whole region comprises about 300 odd square kilometers. So this indeed will be something which we will be all proud of this development. It should take about a decade or so, but I'm very confident that this is something which we all are indeed looking forward to have a third Mumbai. Okay, so I would say that our government is really working day and night, and is really focused on infrastructure. Not in the central government, but also the state government is very, very focused on the infrastructure. And we can see how residential, whether it be affordable or mid segment or luxury, is looking very bright in all the entire city, including the MMR. And we've seen this happening, and we are really hopeful that the MMR is, we all Mumbaikars who've been born and brought up, and who have actually been who are very proud of Mumbai, will be seeing Mumbai as the the most, one of the most planned cities. Though we don't have a great topography, because it's a very linear city, but we'll see that with the infrastructure that the government has already started and is on the way, also, which is also in the pipeline, we'll see a real new avatar of Mumbai very, very soon. I know that the existing infrastructure is really very important, but the future of Mumbai, I can really see it's going to be really very, very bright for all of us. And to conclude, I can say that we as Mumbaikars are very, very proud to be part of Mumbai, to be part of Maharashtra. And I would ask Dr. Sanjay to lay open this whole forum to question answers. If there's anything that you want me to address further, I'm happy to do that right away. Yeah.
Sir, you have actually asked one question. One viewer from Sudesh Kadam from Kandivali is asking a question, saying that you had mentioned that there is a third Mumbai. Will that, because this is a very good micro study which you have actually understood, that the Mumbai infrastructure, then Trans-Harbour Link Road, and then Vasai and Alibag corridor, you had mentioned so many other things. So now, since you have mentioned that there is a third Mumbai which is very much in the air right now, and it is on the plate of the government, how it will be going to be decongest the main city of Mumbai, and what will be the impact of prices as far as in the region is concerned?
So Doctor, it is an advantage for all of us. Okay, this third Mumbai is going to be like a mini parallel Mumbai. So all there'll be a kind of a BKC, the hub there also. Apart from the residential, commercial, hospitality, it'll be a full planned, well planned city. Okay, earlier Mumbai, because of the shape, because of the location, because of the topography, we have water on both the sides. It's a very linear structure. But the third Mumbai is not so. Okay, the third Mumbai will be much well planned. If you've been to Chandigarh, you will see that how Chandigarh has been planned so well in sectors. So I can see that this third Mumbai will be a very, very well planned city. This will decongest the earlier Mumbai, the Mumbai that we are in today, the MMR that we are in today. It will definitely decongest, and people will be happy to shift to the third Mumbai, be close to the airport as well. And the prices there today are not, high at all. So this will be an opportunity for everyone who is aspiring to have a lifestyle to either, instead of staying in Bandra, Khar, or instead of staying in Lokhandwala, can go to the third Mumbai, okay, and have the same lifestyle even there, with equally good infrastructure, or even better, I would say.
Sir, one question from Bhopal now is popping up on my screen. What is Mr. Anil Srivastava is asking whether the two-tier and the three-tier city, when you are speaking about the impact of infrastructure, will not it will connect to the cities will be connected inter way, and since there will be a decentralization also, you had spoken about the commercial activities within the city also. Will the in the next coming up this, I think he's asking whether the infrastructure is going to affect any impact on the prices of the real estate. Since we are also, I think, on the NAREDCO board and in the national perspective, the two-tier and three-tier cities also need to know that how the infrastructure is going to impact the real estate.
So we've seen how Pune, Nasik, Nagpur have really developed over the past decade. So infrastructure in all the 2 and 3 tier cities, the Prime Minister wants that we should have smart cities, okay, which we are leading to. The infrastructure in these cities are actually going to make a difference in the prices. People will need not stay in the metros. They can conveniently stay in the 2 and 3 tier cities and have the same lifestyle there and the same infrastructure there. And I mean, this way there'll be decongestion in the metros, and the 2 and 3 tier cities will definitely be developed at a much faster speed. This is what actually the government also, this is their plan also, and this is the dream of the Prime Minister, to have better lifestyles and better infrastructure in the 2 and 3 tier cities. I think whatever we are doing right now is really the right way of going about in focusing on the 2 and 3 tier cities also.
Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I believe that since the time is less with us, we really thank our faculty input today, having wonderful knowledge on the micro markets and micro level, knowledge on the city of Mumbai. That is the role model city for the entire India, where Shri Ashok Mohanani ji has studied the infrastructure in toto, not only which is there right now, but also which is coming up, like say, for example, the Trans Harbour Link and the third Mumbai and other things. And similarly, the role model will be replicated to other cities also. We really thank that on the occasion of the fourth Murari Chaturvedi Memorial Lecture, Sir has given us time, and the entire team from me and from my all those who are right now broadcasting him. And I believe that this is going to be a document on the YouTube forever. And if at all you are having some questions, you can always put it in the chat box. We will certainly see that the very learned view of Shri Ashok Mohanani ji will be delivered to you and on this very platform. Thank you very much for being with us, and we are thanking again with no words, and we are so grateful that Shri Ashok Mohanani ji had given us time to address this fourth Murari Chaturvedi Memorial Lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah? चलो
Thank you, sir. Very nice.
तो जल्दी खत्म कर दिया
Sir, half an hour, because
हाँ
क्या होता है
35-40
आधे
minutes
घंटे के बाद में आदमी बोर होने चाहता है.